What's up, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Vancity Beats, Eats, and More. I am Kazi, and we are broadcasting right now from the unceded ancestral lands of the Musqueam, the Tsleil-Waututh, the Squamish First Nations. This is Storyhive on location in Vancouver, and today on the show we have the one and only Sharon Lee. We're sitting down with an artist who is redefining movement. As a dancer, choreographer, and roller dance artist, and up-and-coming DJ, she blends contemporary ideas with the raw energy of street dance. With training in hip-hop, house, waacking, and locking, she's traveled the world to learn from the pioneers of these styles. Sharon's artistry has landed her on major film and television sets, as well as stages across the globe, from New York to Manila. She's also a passionate advocate for street dancers, working to amplify representation and protect artists in the industry. And if that wasn't enough, she's taken her skills to the roller dance world, fusing her movement background into a unique skate artistry. With her own class series, Flo.sthetic, she's building a space for skaters to find rhythm, style, and self-expression. Let's dive in and get to know Sharon Lee.
Yes, I'm so excited to be here.
Yeah. Do you like that intro?
I do. I really love it.
Guess who helped me write it?
You, yourself, and I? Or you, yourself, and yourself?
Myself, yourself, and ChatGPT. Shout outs.
Come on, ChatGPT.
You know what? I was like, make this sound punchy, make this a great intro, but don't be cheesy, all caps.
Love that.
It was pretty good.
It was really good.
Yeah.
Okay.
I am really happy that you're here with us. You know, I have known you in the dance community for a long time. And, you know, I've taken your house dance progressives and just like seeing you from afar really develop in, you know, roller dance and really advocating for that as well. And it's cool that we finally get to sit down and get to know each other because, you know, in the community we see each other at jams, at parties, but we don't always get the actual opportunity to get to know each other and really talk.
That's true. That's true. It's always like, hey, how's it going? Okay, I'll see you later. And then like, a couple weeks later, hey, how's it going? Oh, see you later. Yeah.
Or being side by side, screaming and cheering at the battles.
That too.
You know, so this is what has been so great about this show is like you're actually our 85th interview now of artists, creatives, musicians, dancers in the scene, and we're really building this archive of people's stories who really make this place in this community so vibrant. And you know, Vancity doesn't necessarily get that like reputation for being such a hub for arts and culture, but really and truly it is.
It really, you know what, people always down and like dog on Vancouver, but like it's so vibrant. We have such great artists here. It just sucks that we're looked past so many times. Everyone wants to look on the east. They want to see what's in Toronto and Montreal, but like Vancouver, you know, we're killing it out here, but
it's true.
I think we're just too subtle.
Everyone lately has just been like, oh, there's so much going on. I didn't even know that was happening or that was happening. Well, you're what's happening right now.
Thank you. She tries.
I would love to start with, like we do with everyone, like, you know, your beginnings. Like, where are you from and how did you grow up and how did that nurture who you became as a creative?
Okay. Got some time here.
We got an hour.
Okay, so born Toronto, in the West End, and probably didn't know this until I got older that it was a low-income area. But you know, when you're growing up, you don't realize that.
Totally.
Moved to Vancouver Island when I was about 9-ish, and then let me backtrack. In Toronto, I did traditional Korean fan dancing, and I hated it. Hated it. It was just too slow. I was decent at it, but it was not my thing. I wanted to do more of the drumming, but I think traditionally the females had to do like the fan dancing. I just hated all that.
Yeah.
It's just too slow. Fast forward to moving to the island, I moved to a really small town where there was no arts, period, until like a lyrical jazz teacher moved into town and she offered these dance classes, and I just fell in love. And she only lived there for 2 years, and that sparked the interest of me dancing. Plus, you know, watching much music and trying to learn all the dance moves, et cetera, et cetera. But that really sparked my joy of dance. And so I had to look outside of my town, like to the next town over, to see if I could take dance classes. And for 2 summers, I like begged my parents, and they allowed me to like go to the town over and stay there for a week at a friend's place to like take like a week's worth of dance classes. And then after that, like no dance. Like pretty much all through high school, I didn't dance, nothing at all, until I moved to Vancouver for school. Still loved dancing, but was more like in my heart, just like, you know, 2-step in.
Yeah.
But like, I probably didn't start picking up dance until like my last year of university, where I was like, you know what, I think I'll take a dance class. You know, I'll give it a go. And I just fell in love. I just was so addicted in taking classes, and it just got to the point where after graduation, I was either gonna go into master's or something in, you know, the sciences or nutrition, or I was gonna be like, cut everything, I'm gonna like just give this a go, see what happens. And I took the later path, and here I am. Like, so I'm a very late bloomer. Most people get their go at like age 5 or 6 and they are consistent. For me, like 22, 23 is probably when I was like, okay, I'm gonna try this out and then really like dedicate myself to it. So very, very late bloomer.
Do you remember what was the classes that you were taking at that time when you first started getting into it?
My God, embarrassing.
Yeah.
But you know, when there was a time where PCD classes were the thing.
What's PCD?
Pussycat doll classes.
Oh my God!
They were a thing for a hot sec, and I ate it up.
Oh my God.
I loved it. I was living my life. I probably didn't look this good. But
Don't you wish your girlfriend was hot like
exactly
me?
living my life. And then I started to take drop-in hip-hop classes, and it took a while for me to find like teachers that I enjoyed, and it just, my interest kept growing. Eventually I joined Soldiers, and like it just blew up from there.
Shout outs to Soldiers.
Yes,
we
yes.
have Sean Kim here who gave a snap because he was part of that crew.
Yes.
And big shout outs to Kim Sato who held
yes.
that down. That was a street dance training dance company, no?
Yeah, learned everything. Loved it. Yeah.
And so then at what point did you know, maybe it was a moment that happened or an instance that happened that like you're like, okay, this is really what I want to pursue and give it my best shot?
It was after graduation. I was like, I'm only getting older at this point. My body can only handle so much. I either do this now or live in regret. It was just at that point. I was like, I can't turn back. It's now or never, pretty much. Yeah.
That's amazing. Who were your mentors in life, dance or otherwise? Who taught you the greatest lessons you've taken to heart and carry with you? And what are those lessons?
I've been asked this question multiple times, like, who are your idols and mentors? I don't know if this sounds bad, but I don't really have any. Like, I don't know if this sounds bad, but I kind of look at myself and look at the things I've gone through life, and I just use that as my learning ways to mentor myself, if that makes sense. Like, there's people that inspire me, and, you know, I get great advice from a lot of people, but mentors, like, I don't know, I don't really put people in such pedestals, so I don't really think of anyone as a mentor.
That's
and
okay.
If you think that I'm one of your mentees, I am so sorry. I'm so sorry.
No, that's a fair assessment because, you know, we all learn from different things and we're inspired by different things. So if not a person, like, where do you feel that, you know, you've gained some like major life lessons? Like you said, like you're drawing from your own life experiences. What might that have been?
There's a lot of things, like just learning, like life lessons is just the things I've gone through, you know, with my dad passing, learning about family history, going through breakups, just all of the hard stuff, like that has taught me probably the greatest lessons in my life. Yeah, I would have to say.
And with those lessons, how did that go into your art?
It made me more vulnerable because, you know, I guess just growing up, I was always like, gotta be tough, catch your emotions. And then when you go through numerous life-changing situations, it starts peeling back the layers, and it just made me more vulnerable in myself and how I share my art. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
I mean, artists are deep feelers of the
Yeah.
world. Like, we're given that gift and that curse.
Oh,
you know?
my goodness.
And it's like the only outlet we have
Yeah.
is through expression.
Yeah.
And express through any means necessary. And like that is the lane in terms of like whether you're drawing, you're painting, you're dancing, you're making music, et cetera, or like making food and beautiful food creations. It's like that's the only way to like feel okay in this human existence.
It really is. Like there are times when, you know, right now I'm doing a lot of rehearsals and learning choreo, being taught to move a certain way, and it gets to the point where I'm like, oh, my soul needs to just like express. And so these moments that I have to myself, like I cherish them so much, just to be able to express myself. And you know, I always wonder about dancers who, you know, they love taking classes, they love learning choreo, but it's like, does it really feed your soul? Are you really expressing? Because you're learning movement from other people, but you're not learning movement from yourself. Like,
and what's within.
yeah, so I always wonder, because like I've been on both ends where like I'm in the choreo scene, I'm learning constant, like all this choreography, learning how other people move, and then, you know, being in this other world where, you know, you just express and freestyle, and it just feeds my soul so much more. It makes me curious, like for the dancers that do take a lot of classes, like how is that feeding your soul, and does it really feed your soul? You know, like think about that a lot. Just because I'm in this situation where I'm learning a lot of choreo right now, so I'm like, and I forgot, I'm like, oh yeah, I used to do this a lot, and I'm like, how did this really feed my soul?
You know what that's making me think of is like one time we had like a online text conversation about catching the ghost. And I was sharing with you the first time I felt like I caught the ghost, which was going out clubbing with the Soul Shifter fam in Seattle at a party. And you know, it was the moment where house music and culture and dance clicked. Because prior to that, I had been exposed to it for many, many years, but I was totally in my like hip hop era and falling in love with hip hop. And in the last couple of years, I've been in my like falling in love with house the way I fell in love with hip hop like 20 years ago. And it's like, you don't know what you don't know till you know. So that wondering of like, oh, does it feed your soul if all you've ever known is the context of learning somebody else's moves, essentially, as choreography? This is somebody else's like movement. And then, you know, I think it's very satisfying for people when you pick it up, you learn it, and then you like execute it, and it's like ingrained in your body, and then it feels good, right? But like, and to a certain degree, some can say like, yeah, this is feeding my soul. But if you've never had also that moment of like catching the ghost of being in a completely different context that's not in front of a mirror, that's not in a studio space, where like people around you have this energy because they're so in connection with the music, each other, that it's spiritual. It is like church. Then you're like, whoa, I thought I was being fed by my soul, but now I feel this.
Remember that jam in Portland?
The one with Frankie J.
Yeah,
and
he was
with
the judge.
Brick House.
Yeah.
Brick House, that's the name of the song. Brick,
like
no?
Junius.
Junius.
That jam, probably one of my first out-of-town house battle that I've been to, was probably the first time I experienced like in that kind of setting catching the ghost. And it was a battle, like, and I'm like, this is like, don't get me wrong, I love house battles, like, but the way that they curated this battle, I was like, wow, like my heart was like, my soul, I was like, I'm hooked. Hooked.
I totally remember that, and I was there witnessing that moment for you, Ghana, JP. Like I was there just like screaming into the cipher because, what was it called again?
Honestly, I don't remember. I was gonna say something waterfalls, but that's totally wrong.
It's not waterfalls.
Something with water?
No, I don't think so.
It was so long
We're gonna
ago.
have to figure that out, but it was a series because
Yeah.
it came from somewhere else, this battle.
Like deep
Yeah.
something deep.
No.
I don't know.
We're going to have to look it up later.
Look it up.
So sorry.
TBH.
Yeah, but it was great
Or
that day
TBC,
because there was
TBC.
CoFlow was there. There was live music,
Yeah.
and everyone who was in the battle all like entered together and created this cipher. And yeah, that was
It was just
special.
so good. It was like probably the best house battle I've ever experienced and been a part of. And I feel like house battles should be like that. It's just like you're ciphering, and then at the end you just choose who do you think won. Like,
Oh, and that was the thing that was special about it,
Yeah.
because you guys voted.
Yeah.
You had to go and you voted because you all
Yeah.
witnessed and felt each
Yeah.
other. So you had to choose who did you think really deserved that place.
Yeah. Oh,
That was cool.
that was so
Bring
good.
that back.
I know. So good.
So good.
Yeah.
Speaking of house, you know, I mean, we've alluded to a bit of it and why this culture
Yeah.
is amazing, but like, how did you first become introduced to it in this way that you're like, this is what I'm about, this is what resonates with me most, and this is what I'm also teaching and offering?
The first time I've ever taken house class was from Khalif.
Oh, yeah.
Like 10 years ago. Loved it, fell in love with it, but again, you know, my journey was not really necessarily freestyling and battling. It was geared towards the choreo world. And I dabbled in every little thing. You know, at one point I was like big into waacking. At one point I was big into locking. Like I was just like jumping all over the place. And I was having a conversation with a friend of mine, and he was like, why don't you just focus on one? And I'm like, it's really hard because I love everything.
Yeah. And you're good at all of them.
Oh, thank you. And yeah, like I really thought about what he said to me, and I was like, okay, maybe next year will be the year that I will pick something and I'll just stick to it. And at the time I was taking Ghana's classes, and then I decided, okay, this is the style. I think this is what's calling for me. I love the music, I love the movement, and that kind of spearheaded like me just focusing on house dance and, you know, learning from everyone and just really understanding the culture and where the history and what it means. I'm like, this really resonates for me, and that's what I kind of promote in my classes. Like, you can learn the foundation, everyone can learn the blueprint of the foundation, but it's like what you put into yourself. Like, use these foundations as tools to really express who you are and find yourself. I'm kind of forgetting what the question's about. I'm just going off on a tangent.
No, it's okay. That happens. It was just about how, why house resonated with you the most, and
The history and just expression and just the safe space and just the love of music and connection. That's pretty much it.
I mean,
Long-term and short.
there are like so many slogans now about house. House is a feeling. True.
It is.
You know,
it really is.
it's a feeling, and it's really hard to describe these things.
Yeah.
So, you know, being a professional dancer, you can say that now. And, you know, it's hard to do that in this material world we have to exist in. But one of the blessed ways, especially if you live in Vancouver, aka Hollywood North, is being in the industry of film, TV, commercial, etc. How has your experience been like taking that path?
It's easier now, but pre-COVID, it's been a fight because a lot of the.
How did you first get into it, actually?
I think just me being drawn into the choreo world and then seeing all these auditions and the amount of times I failed because they're looking for dancers with technique, as in like jazz and ballet. And I still went into these rooms and probably made a fool out of myself, but I was like, whatever, I'm just gonna keep pushing and pushing. And there are times where I've been in audition rooms and, you know, they're looking for hip hop dancers and I'm killing it. And I've had people who are running the auditions come up to me being like, you are giving what we need, but they don't hire me. But then I see them hiring jazz dancers who don't have any background, and I'm like, okay, cool.
Because they've got the look.
Yeah. And it's like, I just remember one particular audition where the scene is in San Francisco. If you know San Francisco, you know there's Asian people.
Yes.
I don't think they hired any Asian people in that scene.
Wow.
Yeah, and they're looking for hip hop dancers. So Yeah, I've been through it all, and you know, times are slowly changing, but I don't want to say too much, but there are some choreographers that they like who they like because of, you know, they come from a specific background and dance background, and they want to hire people that come from that background. So I'll leave it at that.
Yeah. What is the UBCP committee?
It's a
Which you're part of.
Yeah, it's a dance committee that's supposed to uplift dancers in the union. I can't really say much because we signed an NDA, but it's been an interesting journey. It was a tough journey to get into because they promoted about like diversity, and at the time I was the only full person of color like as a nominee, because I nominated myself, and everyone had the chance to vote who was a part of the union, and I didn't get in, and another cis straight white male didn't get in, and I fought. I was like, y'all are talking about diversity and you have no one from the street dance world, no one that's like, they had someone who was half, but no one who's like full like POC representing, and I was like, this is not right. Like this is, it's all cap. Y'all are just saying like you want diversity. This is your chance for diversity. And the amount of meetings I've been to, the amount of people that are in the industry that say that they support me, like are like, I don't think what Sharon did was right, blah blah blah, like behind my back, and I'm like, ugh, like it really showed like the true colors of certain people, which I won't forget who they are. But yeah, it was a fight. It was a fight.
So this committee advocates for the dancers who are unionized in the film and TV industry.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But you're on it now.
I'm on it now.
Which is awesome and
Yeah.
amazing, and congrats because you're needed and your
you.
voice is needed.
Thank you.
And it's true, like having more representation of people who look like someone you can identify, like the ripple effect of that.
Yeah.
And we've had this conversation several times on this show with other artists of just like the difference it makes to young people who have goals and ambitions in art forms or otherwise. Like, you don't know what's possible for you until you see someone who you're like, if they could do it, I could do it. And that person looks like me, or they come from my background, or et cetera, et cetera.
I've had some people reach out to me, some Asian women, younger women, and they reach out and they were like, they just wanted to commence my strength and perseverance, because they were really excited to see someone that looked like them, that represented them, you know, as a nominee, and for me to fight to be on this. And it really like made me realize like, okay, I'm doing the right thing. Because you know, you have those moments I'm like, am I being too much? No, actually I'm not. I'm, you know, so thank you for the ones that reach out and like was like really
supported,
and supported me through this to get to this point. So
it's so hard to be the person who is speaking up.
Yes.
And that one thought that you just said of like, oh my gosh, am I being too much? Did I just like bring a lot of attention to myself that I don't want to actually deal with? And it's scary and it's vulnerable.
Especially in this industry, because it's very tight knit and you know,
Competitive.
It's competitive, and they keep everything within their bubble. And I'm pretty sure there's a couple choreographers in the industry that I'm probably on their blacklist, which is fine. Like. It is what it is. Like
we're not everybody's flavor.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what you learn when you get grown.
Exactly.
You know.
Yeah, you learn to live with it. You learn to live with it.
But other than that, you know, like the projects that you've gotten to work on.
Yeah.
You know, how is that?
Great, and it's funny because the projects that I do work on, they're from the choreographers that hire me are from out of town. So it just shows you like there's some choreographers in this city that, you know, I'm for sure on the blacklist. Which, whatever. It is what it is.
Yeah.
But yeah, I can't really say too much of like certain things, but yeah, it's been great. It's always a learning process. Like I always take each moment as an educational moment, whether it's like watching how the choreographers work together, seeing how, even when I'm on set, just seeing how everything moves together. Like I'm always observing. I don't take any moments as, like I don't not regret, but I don't
Take for granted?
Take for granted, yes. Any moment, I'm always like trying to learn whatever I can in every situation.
Is there any ambitions for you to maybe want to like choreograph and do any of that kind of work?
Yeah, for sure. Definitely down the road. But right now, I think I'm in this, like, I just want to create. Yeah. Create in, like, not necessarily for film and television, but just create in the more artistic realm. Yeah.
Roller dance.
I'm actually, yeah.
How did we get into this? Who first introduced you? Were you one of those kids who was like naturally really good at ice skating?
Yeah.
Oh my God. Sidebar, I don't know if you noticed, y'all, but I've got skates on for the first time in years. I could not remember the last time I put on skates. Actually, me and Sean were driving over. But what's crazy is like core memory for me as a child is like, you know, like you said, when you're a kid, your parents bring you to places you don't know where you're going or what you're doing. And I remember them putting me in like a whole winter jumpsuit, and I was like, okay, just like a little like snowman, snow person, snow baby, whatever. Anyways, and then we end up at the ice rink. Someone is strapping on my skates, still no idea what's going on. I think I was like 5 at the time. And then I remember stepping onto the ice and then literally about to fall backwards. And my very first ice skating teacher came, scooped me from under the armpits, like his head like this. And then I was just like this, floating across the rink. And then he dropped me off with all these other little cute 5-year-old toddler types. And we're all like this. And that was my first ice skating lesson.
I don't remember mine. Like in Toronto, we used to go ice skating a lot in elementary school.
Because it's winter?
Yeah, because it's winter. And we had to do, I remember we had to do a lot. I don't know if they did this in BC, but like we had to do certain skate tests, and then we would like earn a colored badge because that's the level of like advancement we were at that age. So I just remember doing that. Like we had to do all these crossovers. So I don't ever remember not being good at ice skating. Roller skating is a whole, it's the same, but it's not the same. But I think I've just always been athletic my whole life. So.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Sharon?
always been athletic.
Cardio? Really? If you ever take a house dance progressive with Sharon, just call it house/cardio for like 2 hours straight.
I've been nicer nowadays. Back in the day, it was like, I'm a little nicer now, so it's not too bad, I think.
Yeah, she tells you to listen to your body in class now.
Always yelling.
Oh my God.
Yeah, always yelling at that.
So yeah, there were people in like that I've just noticed growing up with ice skating, like they were just naturally inclined to be good and pick it up quick.
Yeah.
So yeah, picking up roller skating or roller dance.
Yeah, it wasn't too bad. I don't know. It could just be me being delulu, but I thought I was decent.
Yeah.
You know, the first time my partner brought me to the rink, one of our earlier dates, like I was just cruising.
Yeah.
I maybe fell once at the end, but just cruising, living my life. But I didn't get into it then because just wasn't in the cards. I was just too busy.
So it just started off as a date, like going out roller skating.
Yeah. And like my partner was getting into it, and I was like, yeah, this is cute, whatever. And then the pandemic hit, and I was like, I got nothing else to do. And then I messaged my partner. I was like, I think I'm gonna get some skates, and he was like, so excited. And so, just like me and like a whole bunch of other people picked up roller skating during the pandemic, and I fell in love with it. Just like listening to the music and just flowing. I just loved it. Just fell in love with it.
What have you learned about, I guess, the history of roller dance, roller skating? And
Very
the
similar
culture?
to street dance. And there's a lot of crossovers. It's very similar. And the music's like, I can see why, like, if street dancers got into roller skating, you would fall in love with it because the music's the same, like the like energy and vibes the same. Like, I just learned that like it's very similar. You know, just with like, you know, it comes from Black culture. There's just so much, and it's such a rich history, and there's a lot of erasure in the past and present, just like in street dance. And I just fell in love with the people in the culture. Like I just love it. Like, I just love it. Just like as much as I love street dance, like I just love it. It's so fun.
I feel like, from what I've seen on social media as you've been posting and like sharing your journey, it feels like it's given you a different outlet for expression.
Yeah.
What do you feel like it gives you in comparison to street dance? Like, in what ways do you feel you can express yourself through that versus that?
I don't know. Like, it's definitely more physically challenging, so it changes my brain for sure. I think ever since I started skating, I feel like it's helped with my street dance. It's made me more patient in my movements. Just because the whole journey of the roller dance excursion, I had to be patient. So in that way, it's helped me in street dance and wanting to be more patient in how I express. But with roller dance, I don't know. Like, it's just, there's something about that so freeing. I don't know. I can't describe it.
Yeah. Probably because you lose a sense of gravity.
Yeah, maybe that's it.
Or like, you do have gravity. How do you describe it?
There's like defined physics in a different way.
Thank you.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
Which is so cool.
Yeah.
Oh.
It's like there's like a realm in roller dance where it's just like, it's unlimited. Like, just like in dance, it's unlimited. Like, and I'm still trying to navigate through that movement of, because obviously there are some barriers because I'm on wheels, but I'm still trying to find that relationship where it feels unlimited. So I'm really trying to morph like my dance with the skating as much as I can.
This girl be doing house steps on skates, y'all.
It's so fun.
Yeah.
But it's extra tiring because it's like 10 pounds on your feet, like, but it's super fun.
It's so
highly
cool.
recommend it.
And you've been able to travel and like learn. I went deep on your IG feed yesterday, and like, you went to Barcelona. That looked so fun.
Okay, so Barcelona was great. Obviously, the city, love it. The festival, I might sound like a hater, but the festival is great. Everyone should experience it at least once. Yeah. But it's like the Coachella of skating.
Got it.
Yeah.
So of all the places you've been for experiencing roller dance and connecting with others, what has been your favorite?
My favorite jam is Icy Hot in Columbus, Ohio.
Oh, Ohio!
Yeah,
random.
because they do they listen to West Coast hip hop music, and it's just so fun. Also, Soul Skate, not Soul Skate. Oh my gosh, why am I drawing a blank? It happens in Detroit every 2 years. Soul Skate, I think that's what it's called. My brain is.
We will verify.
Yes, it happens in Detroit every 2 years. I went last year, and it was just like, it's just. I think also because like the energy felt mature. Like everyone felt 30 and up. Yeah. There's a difference being in a room with 30 and up people versus 30 and under people. You know what I mean? Like,
I do know what you mean.
Everyone's just so secure of themselves, and they're just in it because they love it. They're not there.
And they don't care.
Yeah, obviously there's some, like in other places there's
dynamics.
Yeah, but like everyone's just there because they love it, and they're just so secure in just who they are, and I don't know, the energy just feels so great. And I think that's why I love Icy Hot, because obviously there's younger people too, but you see the age range, and everyone's just so like, they're just in it. They just love it.
What's really cool is seeing the resurgence of this like skate culture, roller dance culture. I was in San Diego last week, and I didn't get to skate, but it was like a quick drop by to this place called Skate World for our friend Molly's birthday. And it was cool to see the dynamics on the rink, where like the outer rink or outer parts of the rink is like, you're going fast. Yeah. And then these people like to go like skate in between people. And then some of my friends who were skating, they're like, oh my gosh, I was so scared because like I almost, like they were going so fast, but I almost fell so many times. And then the middle lane is like a little bit slower. And then in the very middle, people are dancing.
Yeah.
and line dancing or stepping or just like
yeah.
taking a break and chilling and talking.
Yeah. It's like an amoeba. Like it just works. Like if
It's
everyone
totally an amoeba.
Yeah, if everyone understands the etiquette and the rules, it just works.
Yes.
And you can, pop into like the fast lane, the middle work. Like it's like, I think that's when you really think about like going to the rink or skate parties, you're going around for 4 hours.
Yeah.
But like with the right music and the people, like you get lost in the sauce. Like 4 hours feels like an hour. It's really insane.
What does Vancity have going on in terms of like either roller rinks or events or
Okay, so this is okay.
Yeah. Do we have any rinks?
There is a rink.
Yeah.
I used to work at it.
Yeah.
I don't anymore just because of it just, for me, I'm all about representation and just fighting for what's right, and it just felt very performative, and for me, I felt like I wasn't being treated equally to certain counterparts, and so I had to leave. So I don't go to that establishment anymore. And people go there, that's great, like there's nowhere else to skate, but I just don't go there personally.
Yeah.
So there is a rink here, but I just don't get involved anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But parties? Any parties? I've heard of something sometimes at Robson Square or like
Barely,
yeah.
anything. Nothing really happens in the city. There is like a thing that happens at this rink in Vancouver every third Sunday, which I also don't go because there's politics. But yeah, I don't really get too involved in the city. That's why I've created my own space and my own thing, just because if I don't feel comfortable in certain spaces, I'm pretty sure I'm not the only one. So that's why I created my own space to do my own thing.
Yeah. And to welcome people in your space.
Yeah.
Which is called
Flo.sthetic.
Hey
Yes,
Tell us about it.
So it's a play on words from flow and aesthetic, and it's inspired by house culture, just finding your own, using yourself as an inspiration to find your own flow. And so hence Flo.sthetic. And I want people to, again, just like how house culture or house dance, like I want people to learn fundamentals, but like how do you express yourself with these fundamentals? And the city is interesting because like I had people see my classes as hard or difficult for some reason, and I don't know if it's because like it's the drilling or the freestyle part, but like people are scared to freestyle. People are really scared to express themselves, even more so on skates. So in this space, like I really want to blossom skaters to feel comfortable, and I tell them like, mess up here. This is the time to really explore. Like no one's here to judge. Everyone's here trying to find their own way of moving, and I think people are scared of that. And
I mean, it's a vulnerable place.
it's very vulnerable, yeah. And I try to make the space is small, but like I try and keep the classroom small just so it can be more intimate and we can get to know each other a little bit more. But yeah, I just want people to take this art form and find their love of movement, period, in the end, whether it's on skates or off skates. But I think I just love movement so much that I just want people to feel the same and I don't want people to like, specifically, well, dancers and skaters, but like skaters specifically, like they get lost in the sauce and they gotta like learn all the like routines and look like A, B, and C, but I'm like, no, like you don't have to learn all the routines. You can just be you, and like it's okay to be you. And I think people are scared of that.
Yeah. Well, I think a part of the reason of that is like there aren't as many examples of what that looks like.
Yeah.
Especially when in today's day and age, like a lot of the way dance is being presented to us is through TikTok, is through the internet and social media and Instagram.
Man.
So when that is your example, which is like it's a finished, curated product, then you think that's what you have to look like.
Yeah.
Versus like when I go to the clubs or to the parties and you see like the OG club heads who, you know, they wear whatever they want and then like they might do a little 1-2 house step, but then the rest is just like jacking and grooving and being in it with the music.
Yeah.
Like to me, that's who I think of, where I'm like, yeah, okay, like I've taken a bunch of classes. I might not be as good as everyone that I see and support in the community, but it's not about that for me.
It's not about it.
You know? And when I think of those OG club heads, I'm like, this is who I want to be like. Like I want to emulate your spirit and your energy because you actually don't care and you're so tuned into yourself and the music, you know?
Yeah, it's funny because like, I wish the skate world was like that, but it's not. It's a circus out there. It's really...
Well, because I mean, that's also on the internet now too, right?
It's like, everyone's copying everyone on the internet. Like, everyone wants to be like an influencer, especially on skates. And I'm like, do you even really like skating? Or are you just here because you want to be an influencer? Like, it's a circus out there. Like, there are times, like, I've had this conversation with my partner many a times. And there are times where I'm like, I would love to call out people and be like, yo, let's battle.
On skates!
But in that world, if I came out like that, they'd be like, you're such an aggressor, you're blah, 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 blah. The list goes on. It's not there yet. But I can't wait for the day where it is there. And then there'll be a little bit more structure, like in street dance. Like, people are just like, they've skated for a year and then they'll be like, okay, I'm teaching class, I'm a professional skater. Da, da, da. It's like a circus out there. It's crazy.
Oh my gosh,
it's wild
maybe you'll be the one to produce the first like roller dance competition or battle.
There are battles because there's jam skating, which is like pretty much breaking on skates. So there are battles out there. But I don't want to give my partner's ideas away, but he's thinking about things. I'm just gonna leave it at that.
Yes, let's go, Keegan. Shim shim.
I'm just gonna leave it at that. I'm not. Yeah, that's for him to speak upon.
Oh yeah, I look forward to that, and please do it here. Please do it here in Vancity, because it would be great to bring roller dancers out here and to also see that happen in our city.
Yeah.
Speaking of. Shall we get into a little lesson and demo, which is, like I said, everyone, this is my first time putting on skates in years. And even before we started, we had
a mini lesson.
We had a mini lesson.
Mini lesson. You'll be fine. I trust that she'll be fine.
She says that every time, and then she makes us work our booties off for like 2 hours straight of cardio.
She's lying. So, feet open like a V, waddle side to side like a penguin, shifting your weight. Again, knees are nice and soft. Yeah, you're fine. I don't look at you.
Okay.
She's fine.
We're here.
She's fine.
Okay, but how do I start dancing now, Ro?
Oh, you want to start? Okay.
Or no, take me through.
We're going to start dancing. We're going to start. This is Char's first time dancing.
Oh my God.
We're going to start easy because you know how to two-step in shoes.
That's true.
So two-step. You know a two-step?
Yes.
1, 2. 1, 2. And bounce, bounce, bounce. Yeah! Hey. That's all you need is a two-step.
And I'm slowly moving forward.
That's fine. Yes. Yes.
Okay.
See? Look at you.
We're here. Now what?
Just bounce. Even if you shift your weight side to side. Yes. Hey. Let's go. Let's go. You know what? Even if you have whacking experience, you can just stand and be like, look at me. Look at me. Yes.
Look at me.
There you go. Are you not dancing? 1, 2. Bounce.
Because the music is so good here.
See? That's all you need, two-step, right?
Yes.
That's all. There you go. Your first little lesson there.
God. What else? Teach me more. Now I got the two-step.
Okay, we're gonna do like a little foot shuffle here.
Okay.
So, Again, knees are nice and soft. You're gonna take your right foot, you're going toe, heel, heel, toe. Again, toe, heel, heel, toe. And bounce every time. Toe, heel, heel, toe. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's try the other side.
Okay.
Ready? 5, 6, 7, 8. Toe, heel, heel, toe.
This one's a bit harder.
Heel. That's normal. One side will be easier than the other. Yes. Toe, heel, heel, toe. Okay, let's go from the right to the left.
Okay.
Ready? 5, 6, 7, 8. Toe, heel, heel, toe. Toe, heel. There you go. Look at that. Look at that. Yes. And don't forget to bounce. Yes. There you go. Look at that. And that's all we, yeah. Yes. Yes, just gotta bounce with it.
Girl, you're bouncing real low.
Mini squats. Mini squats.
Mini squats.
Yeah.
Mini squats.
Yes, 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 yes. There you go. Look at that. Your first footwork. And you can freestyle with that. You got your two-step, and then you got a little foot shuffle there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so wait, can we try like skating to a place, stopping, and then doing the steps?
Okay. I'm going to follow you because you lead the way.
I'm kind of skating backwards now.
We haven't gone to that lesson.
Okay, we haven't gone.
Yes, yes,
okay,
yes.
ready? And
so skate. And
stop.
stop. Yes. And then let's do two-step and then foot shuffle. Ready? Toe, heel, other side. Hey! Look at that.
Oh my
Killing
God!
it.
Well, this is so
Killing
fun.
it. Killing it. Killing it.
Like, what are my questions now? I was like so focused. Where are you teaching? When are you teaching?
I'm teaching in this space, 45 West.
AKA the Phoenix.
Yes, I'm so grateful that I have found this space that allows skating because usually places don't allow skating because they're worried about the floors, which is insane because a heels class does way more damage than a skate class because you have like a strong point that's creating like not friction, but like pressure versus something that's rolling. So note to studio owners, if someone approaches you about skating, it won't ruin your floors, but a heels class will.
You heard it here.
Yes. My progressive actually starts next week. Yeah, I had to cancel my intro just because I'm busy with the scheduling and busy with certain projects. Unfortunately, I had to cancel. But I will have my intro, intermediate / intermediate advanced classes happening next week. They're almost full, so yeah.
Congrats!
Yes,
That's amazing.
They usually like are full-ish, but yeah,
That's
pretty
so
full.
Cool. Okay,
Yes.
cool. What's our time like now, Sean?
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
Do we have time for another thing that I can learn?
Crab walk, maybe?
Okay.
So crab walk is this.
Oh my gosh.
So we're gonna start in a V position.
Okay.
Tap your heel, right heel. Tap your left toe. Left toe.
This and
Tap.
toe.
Yeah.
This and toe.
Yeah. If you can tap each individual, you're gonna
Yeah.
lift and shift your weight into a P position. So you know how in Breakfast Club, how they do this?
Yes.
It's the same idea in skates.
Okay.
So you have to lift the opposite heel, opposite toe. So it's easy to start in a V. I'm gonna come slightly in front of you.
Yeah.
In a V.
Yeah.
And then you're gonna lift your right heel, left toe at the same time to come to a V position, like you have to pee. Yes. 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 Yes.
Okay.
If it helps, you can use your arms, because sometimes it helps to use your arms.
Okay.
Yes. 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 Try it again.
Nobody zoom in on the camera on that face.
Sean's laughing. Again, knees bent.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, 1, 2, 3.
Yes. 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 Exactly. I don't even. Yeah. There we go. Yeah. There we go. Let's go. Yes.
Yo, I'm not afraid to look dumb.
Yes. Yeah, if it helps to use your hands, people always use their arms.
Hey.
Hey.
Oh.
Yo,
Hey.
if you can start tutting with that. Yes. There we go.
Oh my God, this is
Like
so
that.
fun.
Yeah, all you need is just now to bounce with it. Yes.
Sean. You know why? Because
Love it.
I'm usually one of the grooviest people on the dance floor, and now
A+
I look
student
like
right
one
here.
of those people on the dance floor.
A+ student right here. A+ student right here. A+. Yes.
Okay, more. I'm addicted.
Yes. Okay, we're gonna try one thing.
Okay.
We're gonna shift your body like you're trying to hip check someone. Yes. Knees soft. Shake it out. Try the
what's
other
happening
side.
with the feet?
Just for now, just trust.
Okay, okay.
Just shift your weight. Yeah. Yes. Shake it out. Try the other side. Yes.
Wait. Oh.
Yes, 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 yes. Yes, like you're trying to hip check. Yes, perfect. Love that. Okay, so now that you know how to shift your weight from side to side like that, take your time.
No, it's okay.
Okay, what you're gonna do,
Yeah.
it might be hard because you have toe sauce, but
Yeah.
we'll work around it. All your weight's gonna be on your left side. Your right is gonna go
Yeah.
back, forward, from here, shift. Yes.
Okay, so
Back, forward, shift. Yes, 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 yes. Again.
Sean, stop laughing at me.
Back,
Back,
forward, shift.
shift.
Yes, 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 yes.
Okay, so back,
Forward, shift. Yes. Yeah, so it's called the zero.
Yeah.
Just go back, forward, shift.
back,
Forward, shift. Yes.
back, forward, shift.
So now, instead of going back, forward, shift, back, forward, shift. So to make it smooth,
Yeah.
if I'm gonna start on my right side, I'm going back, forward, whatever leg is doing all the work, so my right side, make sure it's slightly behind. So when I face back to the front, when I shift my weight onto my toes to face back to the front, my left leg automatically
Is
goes
already
back, forward.
Forward.
Make sure that left leg is slightly behind, yes. Facing the
then
front, yes, back, forward,
Shift.
yes. Shift, yes,
And then back,
yes,
forward, shift.
yes.
Okay, let's do everything we just learned again.
Okay, I'm gonna follow your lead.
Okay. Okay, ready?
Yeah.
And penguin.
Penguin,
Stop. Two-step.
yes.
And then
Footwork,
heel, toe. Oh, wait, did I do that wrong? Toe,
heel, heel, toe, toe, heel,
heel.
crab walk,
Duh.
g, g, other way, g, and then the zero, back, forward, shift, back, forward, shift. Yes! Love that, love
Oh my
that.
gosh. So, okay, for anyone who's, I mean, for me, I don't know, if I'm getting skates, what should I be looking for? Slash, how come you don't have the things that I have here?
Okay, so if you want to dance skate, I highly recommend taking off your toe stoppers and get toe plugs because they're gonna get in the way.
Yeah. But these are fun. These are like,
they will get in the way for your dance
okay.
experience.
So these are just like to help break.
Yeah, they're just there for stopping.
Got it.
But for dance, gets in the way.
Okay.
If you don't want to spend a lot of money, the Impalas that you're wearing is totally fine as a start,
Yeah.
but they won't last as long.
Right.
If you want to invest in like a pretty decent skate brand, I highly recommend Rydell. This is not a sponsored ad, but I'm just joking.
You're like, from
But,
experience.
Rydell is a good boot to start with. It's a little bit more pricier than the boots that you're wearing
Like
now.
what's the price range we're talking? Like 300?
2 to 3.
2 to 300.
Yeah, it's like buying a pair of Jordans, I guess.
Yeah, like good sneaks, good shoes.
Yeah.
Cool.
So I would recommend those. They will last a little bit longer than something like the Impalas.
And then how about wheels? Because I noticed that my wheels are so much wider than yours.
Yeah, so right now, I like a smaller wheel because my foot is small.
Right.
These are actually Vancity wheels, so they're old rental wheels that have been like shaved down, and they are, I don't know the hardness of it, but I like wheels that are hard because like you don't stick to the ground.
And these ones are like what, rubbery or something?
I don't know what kind of wheels those are. They might be indoor, outdoor, so you can wear them inside or outside. But if you are wearing an outdoor wheel inside, it's gonna be tough because it's more stickier and softer.
Got it.
So if you are gonna be doing any dance skate, like anything, I would recommend like a harder-ish wheel. Yeah.
Okay, good to know.
Yes.
Well, it would be great to see the full extent of what hard work, dedication, years, and maybe the natural ability to skate can look like. For all you young, beautiful Asian girls out there. Yes!
I have no music, so it's hard to like dance, but.
Yeah, or can you do some, I'm gonna go to the side and get out of the way, but if you could do a little demo for us, that would be amazing. Well, we can't because of copyright issues, right?
Oh yes, copyright.
So we can't. So I'm gonna do a soul clap and a soul clap and a soul clap. Hey, come on, let's go. Let's go, row, row, eh-oh. Let's go, uh-oh, row, row. Hey, oh, yes. And groove it out, and groove it out, and bounce, 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 bounce.
She said bounce.
Bounce, 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 and groove it out, and groove it out. Let's go. Roll the dance, let's go. Roll the dance, let's flow. Let's flow with it, Flo.sthetic. Let's flow with it, Flo.sthetic. Let's move with it, Flo.sthetic. Let's groove with it. Ho, hey, ho, hey, ho, hey.
It's hard without music.
Oh my gosh, yes! Oh, that was so good. I'm gonna penguin back here.
Yes.
Woo. So, before we end, I do have a last question that I want to ask you. And sidebar, thank you so much for teaching me. Finally,
you did so great. Like
I literally thought I'd have to bring a pillow today for my ass and fall down. I haven't fallen down once. Knock on wood.
Yes.
Oh, what was I just gonna say? Blah blah blah. Anyway, back to my last question. So, we are here. It is the year of the snake. Happy Lunar New Year. And the year of the snake is all about shedding your skin and allowing what is within to emerge that has been growing and percolating. What is that for you this year? What are you shedding, releasing, and what are you wanting to let emerge for 2025?
I feel like this is like a never-ending
shedding
of just like releasing all the societal pressures of having to be a certain way, especially when you're a woman of color or just a woman, period. Like just letting go. Like, I'm getting to a certain age where people are like, are you gonna get married? Are you gonna have kids? And I'm like, I don't want any of that.
like I just want to live my best skate life.
And like, I think it'd be selfish of me to bring kids into this world if I wasn't ready.
Yeah.
Like it would just be horrible. I put me first, and I will probably keep putting me first till the end. Obviously, like family and friends and partner, but like just living my life and trying not to live by what society thinks I should be living or how I should be living. Nonstop.
Yes, I love that. And that's important.
Yeah.
And that more examples of people living their true, authentic selves gives everyone else permission to do the same.
Yeah.
Yes. Thank you, Sharon, so much for your time,
in.
your energy, your presence, your lessons. This has been really fun. Unprecedented times where we're defying physics here. This girl, I wouldn't even be surprised that you start doing this on a treadmill too, like Beyonce styles where she like runs, sings on treadmill. You're like skating, dancing on a treadmill.
I've done house on a treadmill, but skating would be.
You're like considering it. You're actually thinking about it. That's too funny.
It might be a little crazy. It might be a little crazy.
If there's anyone who could do it, I believe it's you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I love that.
One last thing. Please shout out how people can find you on the internet to hear about your classes or find you and see all your cool vids.
You can find me on Instagram at Sharon_Lee8 for classes, for skate classes specifically. Follow Flo.sthetic Move on Instagram. And
How do you spell that? Because it's a special spelling.
FLO.
Dot.
Dot.
Is there a
I
dot?
don't even know my own Instagram handle.
I'm pretty sure there's a dot.
I think there's a dot. STHETIC. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
And I also have TikTok, Sharon_Lee88. I only just post skate stuff there. But if you follow me on Instagram, you don't really need to follow me on TikTok because it's the same thing. Yeah. And that's how you can find me.
Yes. Well, shout outs to everybody who has tuned in on the live stream, watching the replay after the fact. This has been StoryHive on Location, aka Vancity Beats, Eats, and